Aulus the Clever. Once upon a time, in a kingdom named Mabuso, resided an imperial king. He went by the name King Vitrus. The king was widely respected. He was an orphan who turned into a skilled swordsman at a young age and eventually rose to power. Built a strong fort, he wielded a powerful army with a reputation and boasted of a naval fleet. All he wished for was a beautiful wife by his side to name her queen.
Advisor, my kingdom is strong, my army is fearsome, and my fleet sails the seas unchallenged. I have everything, except there is a void. I need to share these conquests with someone special.
Your Majesty, what kind of queen do you seek?
She must be breathtakingly beautiful, of course, with eyes that sparkle like the stars and hair that flows like the waterfalls.
Such a queen is not easily found. But fear not, Your Majesty. I have a plan.
Go on.
There's a hidden kingdom which goes by the name of Eldoria. Now the Eldorians are rumored to be inhabited by some of the smartest genes. They are said to be skilled in all arts, from warfare to poetry. And they are renowned for their women, who are a perfect mix of beauty and brains.
This Eldoria, tell me more.
I feel if you somehow manage to woo the king, you could ask for his daughter, Princess Conjo's hand. But be warned, Your Majesty. Entering this kingdom to ask for the king's daughters won't be a cakewalk. It is said that King Baldric is a wily old man, and he entraps his guests with unsolvable riddles.
A challenge? I have faced giants and dragons, Advisor. This Baldric shall be no obstacle.
I knew you would say that, Your Majesty. Now, this is a conquest you can't win with your brawn. This needs brains. We need to send Aulus.
The next minute, Aulus was summoned to the court. Aulus was fondly known as Aulus the Clever. He had the IQ of 200. He spoke 15 different languages and played chess blindfolded with himself.
Aulus, King Vitrus's advisor is sent for you.
Your Majesty, how can I be of service?
Aulus, you are to seek the elusive kingdom of Eldoria.
Ah, the Kingdom of Brains. They are said to welcome their guests with a lot of suspicion. You've heard about them? Yes, Your Majesty. I read about their culture and ways in an old book in the library. Tell me what I am to do. You need to give this to Princess Conjo, King Baldric's daughter, and tell her the King of Mabuso wants her to be his queen. Very well, sire. I shall go wherever I'm sent, and I promise you, Your Majesty, that I will return to Mabuso with Queen Conjo. His confidence is electrifying.
Indeed, Your Majesty, and rest assured, as your advisor, this is the best advice I can give you. Trust this man to get the job done.
With your permission, sire, I shall depart. Farewell.
Aulus made all the arrangements for his journey. He went home and prepared a caravan. On horses and yaks, he loaded all these gifts King Vitrus had given to him for King Baldric. Then he dressed in beautiful silks. He sat in his rosewood palanquin with his velvet curtains and cozy rugs. He knew his first impression had to be a good one. After long days of difficult travel, Aulus reached the borders of Eldoria. He put up his tents near a stream and sent a messenger to King Baldric. The messenger rode a fast horse and was soon admitted to the king's presence.
Your Majesty, I come as a messenger on behalf of my King Vitrus of Mabuso, who's a great warrior, and he is fair. He is feared by all.
Even a blade of grass that grows in Mabuso has his respect. My king desires the hand of the honorable Princess Konjo, your daughter. He will give you many presents in return. Above all, he will give you his friendship. Aulus.
Now King Baldric, too, had heard all about the brave and fearless king and his army. He was scared the Mabuso and the armies would march on him if he said no. Yet, he did not want to send his beloved daughter so far away.
Go and escort this Aulus from his camp. We shall speak with him.
Aulus came riding a sleek white horse. He offered his greetings, and his helps marched in with the numerous presents he had brought.
Greetings, King Ba.
He notices that the Eldorian king is completely bald, so makes a last-minute adjustment.
Greetings, King Rick. My name is Aulus. My king has sent all these gifts for you.
You see, nobody had met King Baldric before, so somehow his name was colloquially passed on in text as Baldric, as in Bald Rick.
We have received your scroll, but there is a custom in our land. Whosoever would marry the princess will first have to pass 4 tests. No test can be hard enough for my king. But if he comes, he will not come alone. He will come with his fleet and army. Your great king does not have to come himself. As you represent him, you can take the tests instead. So, do you accept? I'm ready to face any test you throw my way. His bravery is unmatched. But I assure you, my wit is as sharp as his sword.
The next day, the tests were to begin. Great crowds gathered. King Rick believed that the minister of a savage nation would not be able to pass the test. He would certainly fail. A trumpeter announced the first test.
On either side of this wall are 10 foals and 10 mares. Each foal is to be united with his own mother.
Aulus, who was very clever indeed, noticed a door in the wall. With his foot, he kicked the lock aside and opened the door, neighing with delight. The fowls all scampered and frisked through it, each rushing to its mother. A great cheer went up. The crowd went wild. But they still felt skeptical that Aulus would ever pass all the tests. Next, Aulus was taken to a building with 100 chambers. Each room was identical to the other. Aulus was taken in at night and brought back while it was still dark the next morning. He was then asked,
The task is rather simple, Aulus. Can you identify the room in which you spent the night?
Aulus had carried in his pocket a piece of musk, the scent his kingdom Mabuso was famous for. While leaving the room, he had broken off a piece and left it in a corner. When led back from room to room, Aulus could easily find it again by the powerful scent, and again, he had passed the test. Next, King Rick sent a coral bead to Aulus.
Aulus, all you have to do is thread it.
Though it looked simple enough, but the bead had a twisty, crooked, and tiny hole through which no needle could pass. While thinking of a method, Aulus noticed a trail of ants in the room, crawling up a wall. He smiled and tenderly picked up an ant. Again, Aulus lived up to his name, Aulus the Clever. Now was to come the last and most difficult of all the tests. Out of 100 young girls, Aulus was to recognize Princess Konjo. He had never seen the princess. He did not know how he would recognize her among a sea of beautiful maidens. The maid who cleaned Aulus's room was working when he walked in. At dawn, when she was almost done,
Young lady, this turquoise ring I'd like to gift you for your hospitality. Thank you for your service.
"It's quite all right, sir, but you are far too generous. Thank you."
Oh, one last thing. What can you tell me about your princess without telling me anything about how she looks?
"All I have heard is that all the girls will wear flowers in their hair. Only the princess will have real flowers. The rest will have all paper flowers, because you people do not have flowers in your kingdom. Hence, will not be able to tell the difference."
Thank you. Your intel is invaluable and can make a world of difference.
The next day, everyone gathered in the court. 100 beautiful young girls dressed in lovely silks walked in. Each had flowers in her hair. For the first time, Aulus was very confused. He did not know what to do. Everyone was looking at him. King Rick was sure he would fail, and he would have to send his daughter away. But just then, a bee flew in. Aulus watched it hovering around. Soon it went and sat on the flowers in one of the maiden's hairs. Aulus immediately ran towards the girl. He knelt before her and spoke.
My greetings to the future queen of Mabuso. King Vitrus has sent this ruby ring for thee.
All the 4 tests were successfully passed. The messenger ran back on his fast horse ahead. He announced to King Vitrus.
Sire, Aulus is escorting the queen of Mabuso in his rosewood palanquin. Bravo, Aulus.
Why is it that Aulus passed all the tests on your behalf and you get to marry me?
Conjo, Aulus passing the tests was meant to showcase not only his abilities, but also the wisdom of our kingdom. It was a way to demonstrate to your father the kind of king I am and the capable advisors I have. As Aulus succeeded, my heart drew closer to yours. Your laughter brightens my days, and your smile guides my way. In you, I see not only my queen, but also the missing piece of my heart, and together we will flourish.
Such lovely words. Did Aulus write those lines for you too?
No, my love. These words come from my heart, just like my love for you.
And so, they lived happily ever after, their love a symbol of their united kingdom's wisdom and strength.